Shelf 41, Crate B. 1 Sontaran Probic vent cover, dented. 1 jar. Contents listed as "Do not open," which is not a contents, it's a warning. And I've raised that before. 1 human shoe.
Log the shoe.
I always log the shoe. There's a remarkable number of single shoes in here, Osgood. Has anyone ever asked why this room collects the left ones?
Nobody has ever, no. And if you start tonight, we'll be here till the heat death of the universe. Cadet! You, stop standing in the doorway like you're waiting for a bus. Come in, it doesn't bite. Most of it doesn't bite. The labelled ones don't bite. The unlabelled ones are why we're doing inventory.
Sorry, ma'am.
Don't ma'am me, I'll come out in a rash. Osgood, this is Andrew. Andrew keeps the file. Welcome to the Black Archive. Your first night, lucky you, it's inventory week. You wanted unit, you got shelving.
She means it warmly.
I mean it warmly. Right. Orientation. The short version, because the long version takes 9 days and I've not slept in 3 of them. Everything in this room came through a door it shouldn't have. Weapons, relics, bits of frozen war. Every object that ever turned up on Earth wearing the wrong century, the wrong planet, the wrong physics. We catalogue it, we ground it, we make sure it stays here and stays off. The job is boring. The job being boring is the whole point. A boring night in the Black Archive is a good night for the entire planet. Write that down. Underline it.
Boring is me.
Good, yes. And one more thing, while we're doing the speech. You will be tempted, on quiet nights, to find this room frightening. Don't. Frightened people touch things. The only thing in here that's dangerous is a person who forgot it was real. Stay bored. Stay alive. Where were we on the east wall?
Shelf 60. The clocks.
Right, the clocks. Why are the clocks? Andrew, the clocks are agreeing with each other.
They've never done that.
No, they haven't. Cadet, what time does your watch say?
11:40.
War clock?
11:40.
Andrew?
11:40. All of them. To the second. That's not possible. These clocks haven't agreed since the Blitz. One of them's 11 minutes slow. It's a known fault. I log it every...
What is that?
Nobody move. Nobody touch it. Andrew, is the shelving behind it?
It's fine. It's all there. Nothing's...
Then where did it come from? Things come through the door, Andrew. That's the whole... They get logged at the door. There's a procedure. There's a form. It's a casing. It's empty. Whatever was in it is gone. It's a shell.
The clocks. They've gone back to disagreeing. But they're all 11 seconds further on than they should be. I just did the maths. Every clock in this room skipped 11 seconds. Forward. 11 seconds of tonight just didn't happen for us.
And those 11 seconds are in here. That's what it cost to put this thing in the room. It didn't arrive, Andrew. It was delivered. And reality paid the postage.
Agent. Did someone just...
The intercom's dead. It's been dead for a decade. It's nothing. It's the pipes. It's the pipes.
The intercom said, Agent.
I heard what the intercom said, Andrew. Thank you. Right, containment protocol says we seal the room and we call it up the chain and we wait for a specialist. The chain is asleep. The specialists who'd understand an object that rewrites the clocks, there are none. Unit hasn't got one. Nobody on Earth has got one. So I'm going off book.
Osgood.
There's a line, a helpline. It's not a unit line, it's older. It predates unit. It's in the founding documents and handwriting, and nobody alive remembers who you reach. You ring it when there's a thing in the room that shouldn't be able to be in the room. I've never rung it. Nobody's rung it in my lifetime.
The protocol says
The protocol says wait for the specialist. I'm head of this archive as of 9 days ago, Andrew. I staked everything to get this chair. If my first real night I sit on my hands while a hole in reality opens on shelf 0, I don't deserve the chair. I'm ringing it.
Somebody rang a number that hasn't rung in a very long time. You should be careful what you call up out of the dark. Things answer.
Who are you? How did you get through a sealed...
Oh, Dawes and I have an understanding. You've got a tear in your room. Don't worry, I can smell it from here. Burnt time. Nasty.
State your name and clearance for the file.
The file. Of course there's a file. There's always a file. Put me down as the Doctor. And don't bother with the clearance. I don't have any.
Everyone who comes through that door has clearance. It's a sealed archive. It's the most secure room on the island.
Is it? I do hope you're not paying extra for that. I never have clearance, Registrar. That's not a gap in your paperwork. That's a description of me. Some of us are the thing the security's for. Right. Show me your hole in reality. I haven't got all night. Well, none of us has, the way that thing's pulling, but I say it with style. See? Everybody panics about the object. The object's the boring bit. It's what's around the object that matters. There's a skin of energy on this thing, wrapped tight, holding it in place. Holding a piece of the room in place around it. You felt the clocks jump. That's the edge of it. The energy ate 11 seconds to make space.
Made space? Made space for what?
For this. This shouldn't be here. Not shouldn't be in a vault. Shouldn't be in now. It belongs to a different moment, a long way off, and something reached across the gap and dragged it into yours. Look at the burn pattern. The scorching's not on the outside where you'd get it from a fight. It's on the inside. Whatever was in here didn't die in battle. It was emptied out, deliberately, and the casing kept walking. That's not damage. That's a procedure.
A procedure?
Somebody did this neatly. On purpose. With a clipboard, probably. But here's the bit I don't like. This isn't an attack. An attack pushes. This is pulling. The energy isn't trying to blow your room up. It's trying to take the casing back. And the casing's holding on. Things don't hold on, normally. Objects haven't got opinions. This one does. It wants to stay. I don't know why a burnt-out shell would care where it is. But it cares.
Holding on to what?
To being here. That's what an anchor is. This object is the only thing pinning a piece of reality down in this spot, in this second. And something on the other end of the line wants to reel it home and pull the pin out with it. If it goes home wrong, it takes a chunk of your now with it. The hole gets bigger. The hole's the danger, not the object. The object's the cork in the bottle.
What is it, though? The casing.
I was about to ask you that. I don't know. Honestly, haven't a clue. It's beautiful, though, isn't it? Awful engineering, all corners, made to frighten. Somebody designed this to be seen coming. Whoever built it wanted you scared before they even arrived. That's a lot of effort to go to. I almost admire it.
You don't know what that is.
I just said I didn't. Do keep up.
Everyone knows what that is.
Do they?
Doctor. That's a Dalek. An empty Dalek casing. The Daleks are... They are the worst thing there is. They are the thing the worst things are afraid of. Every child on this planet who's ever heard the word goes cold. And you looked at it and called it beautiful.
Say the word again.
Dalek.
No. Nothing. It should mean something. A thing that terrifies a whole planet. That terrifies you, and you've stood in a room full of frozen war and not blinked. And I look at it and I feel... interested. That's the wrong feeling. Everyone in this room has the right feeling but me. Why haven't I got the feeling?
Osgood?
Not now, Andrew.
Osgood, there's stenciling inside the casing, where whatever was in it sat. It's not Dalek script, it's ours. It's unit format designation code, letter block dash numerals, painted on the inside of a Dalek.
That's not... Daleks don't carry unit codes, that's...
Designation reads AG dash. I've pulled the registry. It matches a sealed file. Osgood, the file's real. It's in the founding archive. It's dated 19 years before UNIT was founded. There was no unit to assign that code. Someone stenciled a unit designation inside this casing 2 decades before UNIT existed to issue it.
That's not possible.
Read me the file's title.
It's redacted. Almost all of it. There's one line that isn't. Asset emptied, operator, and then the name's gone. Burned out, not redacted with a marker. The ink's just not there. Like it left.
Operator, you remember the room. You remember what you did in the room.
Tell me you all heard that.
I heard it.
It's talking to me. The voice in the wire. It's not talking to the room. It's talking to me.
The field's growing. Whatever's pulling it home is pulling harder. The skip's up to 14 seconds and climbing. Cadet, readings off the east stand. Call them every 30.
East stands reading 9.1, 9.4.
It's accelerating. Andrew, where are we on...
I know you.
All right. Hello. You're the bit that was inside, aren't you? The crew. The pilot. You don't sound like you came to exterminate anybody.
Not exterminate. Worse, I came to remember at you, agent.
I'm not an agent. I'm the Doctor.
You wear a new shell, as I once wore a shell. The face is different. The hands are the same. I remember your hands. They emptied mine.
Emptied. The file said asset emptied. Doctor, it's saying you...
You've got the wrong woman. I have never seen one of you before tonight. I didn't know the word an hour ago. Whatever happened to you? Whatever happened in that room you keep talking about? It wasn't me. It can't have been. I'd remember a thing like that. And she hears the flaw in her own sentence, even as she says it. I'd remember it.
Would you? Are you certain? You remember everything. You do not remember. They took it from you. I know. I was there when you signed. But I kept proof. All of us kept proof. So that when you came unmade and claimed innocence, we could play it back.
All of us. There are more of you, aren't there? Keeping things. That's what tonight is. Somebody emptying a vault of receipts and posting them to my door.
Not your door, your throat. We waited a long time in the dark for the deck to be called. And now it is being called. Not by us. By the one who holds your ledger.
Sterilize the casement. All units. Empty them, every one. Leave nothing that can be questioned. No survivors to take a statement from. Confirm when the room is clean.
That was your voice.
That's a fake. They can fake a voice. Anyone can fake a voice. It's an old trick. You take a clean sample and you build the words you want out of the words they said.
It is not a fake. You know the room it was recorded in. I can hear it. Your breathing changed. When the recording played, you did not flinch at the words. You flinched at the acoustic. You knew the shape of the room before you knew the prime. That is not the body of someone hearing a lie. You are standing in it again. Inside your own head. Agent!
And this is the worst admission, almost to herself. I did know the room before you said anything. I knew there was a long table. I knew the light was bad. I've never been there in my life, and I knew where the door was.
Andrew, what are you doing?
I keep the file, Osgood. I'm logging it.
She is helping us. She walked into a sealed room too.
I'm not saying she's guilty. I'm not saying anything. That's the point of the file. It doesn't say, it records. The casing came through with a unit code that can't exist. There's a recording of her voice ordering a massacre. A page appeared with her name on it. Those are facts. The file doesn't have opinions. It has facts and dates and my initials next to them. You hired me to keep it honest, Osgood. I can't keep it honest and only write the bits that flatter the one who answered the phone.
You write it down. Fine. Write it down. Because I can't tell you he's lying. I've been standing here, trying to find the place inside me where I'd know for certain that I never said those words. And there's a gap where that place should be. Somebody's been in here. Somebody took the room out of my head and left the door.
Doctor, the field. It's not waiting for us to finish feeling things. Skips at 20 seconds. We have to do something or the room comes apart. Whatever you are. Whatever you did. Right now, you're the only one who can read it. So read it. Be the doctor for the next 10 minutes and we'll argue about the rest after.
Yes. The rest after. Right. The tear. Let's close the tear. Here's the shape of it. Something's pulling the casing home. The casing's the anchor. Pull it out. The room tears. So we don't let it go. We sever the line. Cut the casing between the casing and whatever's reeling it in. The pull stops. The anchor stays put. The room stops tearing. Keep the object. Keep reality. Osgood, I sever. You damp the backlash on my count.
Damping field primed. Doctor, are you sure severing a dimensional...
E stands climbing while you talk. 11.2.
Then we stop talking, I'm sure. Cutting a rope is the one thing I'm always sure about. 3, 2, 1.
Crippling. It's worse. It's worse. The field's not collapsing, it's... Doctor, the skip just jumped to 40 seconds.
No, that's backwards. Severing should stop it.
The shelving. The east wall.
The shelf. Where's the shelf? There was a... I was just standing.
Cadet, get back! Get away from the wall! Move!
Oh no. Oh, I had it inside out. The whole thing, inside out. From the first second I walked in, severing didn't cut the rope. There is no rope. I invented the rope because a rope is a thing I know how to cut. And I wanted there to be a thing I knew how to cut. It's not a line pulling the casing home. It's a recall. The casing isn't being attacked. It's being called back to where it belongs. And I just cut the casing loose from its own anchor point. I unmoored it. I took the one thing that was still pinned correctly, and I set it adrift.
Doctor, the unwriting. It's holding. It stopped at the Cadet. Why has it?
Because it's looking for something to anchor to, and the casing won't do any more.
I didn't stop the recall.
I made the recall general. It's not pulling the object home now, it's pulling the room home. The whole archive. To fill the hole the object's meant to leave. The universe wants its missing piece back. And I just told it the piece is now everything in this room.
Because the casing was the cork. And you pulled the cork.
I pulled the cork. Right. Forget what I said. New shape. It's a recall. You can't fight a recall. That's what I just learned by nearly deleting the Cadet. The energy isn't an enemy trying to get in. It's the universe's own filing system, trying to put something back where it was taken from. And I yanked it out of place, and now nothing's where it should be.
Then the casing is out of position, misfiled.
Yes. The only way to close a tear made by a recall is to let the recall finish. Stop holding the object here. Stop fighting to keep the anchor. Send it home. Back to the exact moment it was dragged from. Let reality put its cork back in its own bottle. The win condition was upside down. We've all been trying to keep the dangerous thing in the room, to save the room. We saved the room by letting the dangerous thing leave.
Send it home, to the moment it came from. Doctor, the moment it came from is a massacre. A room full of emptied casings. The recording. You'd be sending it back to
the far side of the tear, where the consciousness is. The one that knows me. Yes. I know.
Walk me through it. Exactly. Because the last plan deleted a wall.
The casing wants to go home. So I stop holding it. I open the recall the rest of the way. Not sever it, complete it. And I guide the casing back through the tear to the precise moment it was pulled from. The cork goes back in the bottle. The tear seals from the far side. Reality stops bleeding. Simple in principle. In principle, it's the simplest thing I've done all night.
I hear a but.
There's a but. The recall won't take the object clean, not while it's still anchored here. And the thing anchoring it here isn't the energy anymore. I learned that when I cut the energy and made it worse, it's the argument. It's the consciousness on the far side, holding the line open because it's got unfinished business. With me, it won't let the casing go home until it's said its piece and been answered. It kept the object all these years as proof, and you don't let go of your proof until somebody admits what it proves.
Acknowledged by whom?
By the operator. By me.
No. No, Doctor. You don't know that you did it. You said yourself there's a gap. You said someone took the room out of your head. You cannot stand there and confirm a massacre. You can't even...
That's the trap, Osgood. The consciousness doesn't need me to confess. It needs me to stop denying. As long as I stand here insisting, wrong woman, never met you, couldn't have. The line stays open. The argument is the anchor. The only way to send it home is to let go of the one thing I've been holding on to since the recording played. My certainty that it wasn't me.
You're saying the way to close it is to admit it might be true.
I'm saying I can't prove it isn't. And the universe is about to delete this room. And the Cadet's still in it. And I can't prove it isn't is the only honest sentence I've got. So that's what it gets.
Doctor, you don't have to.
I do, though. Stand back, Cadet. All of you. This next bit's mine. You. The one who remembers my hands. I came in here tonight so sure of one thing. That whatever I am, whatever's been cut out of me, there's a flaw under it. A thing I would never do. I built my whole self on that flaw without ever once checking it would hold. I'm not going to tell you you've got the wrong woman anymore. I don't know that. I wanted it to be true so badly that I called it true. And wanting a thing and knowing it are not the same. And I, of all people, should know the difference. I have a gap where the room should be. And in that gap, somebody stood and gave an order in my voice, in a room whose door I can find with my eyes shut. And I can't tell you it wasn't me. It might have been me, standing here with the floor gone. I think it probably was.
You stopped lying in all the time I have waited to say this to your face. I imagined you would fight. The agent fought. The agent never stopped. You are not what I waited for.
No, I don't think I am either. I stopped lying. I can't give you justice. I haven't got it to give. I'm not even sure what I'd be confessing to, and a confession with a hole in the middle isn't worth a breath. I can't give you the truth either, because they took it out of me before I could carry it here. And that's a thing that was done to me, and it's also, somehow, a thing that lets me off. And I don't get to enjoy either half of that. But I can give you one thing. I can send you home. Out of the loop they froze you in, to keep you as evidence against me. Think about that. You've been held here. Not living, not ended. Parked. In the worst moment of your existence. For years. As a receipt. Kept on a shelf in case my account ever needed settling. That's not vengeance they did to you. That's you don't have to be my proof anymore. Whatever I owe, it is an ode by you. She's go home.
We will remember you, all of us. We kept proof.
Doctor, the skip, it's reversing. It's giving the seconds back.
Then it's working! The recall's completing! Everybody hold something bolted down.
The shelf's back. The shelf's back.
Skip's at 0. Field's gone. The casing's gone with it. It went home.
There's something on the desk. It wasn't here a second ago.
Don't touch it.
It's paper. A single page. It looks like it's a page out of the archive ledger. Our ledger. The one in the safe. But it's filled in a hand I don't recognize.
What does it say?
Account. The Doctor. Status. Open. Items outstanding. 5. And then a list. And the first item's crossed off. The first item just says, the casing. And it's been ticked. The writing's coming off. Not smudging. It's... the ink's crawling backward. Off the bottom of the page. Like it's being unwritten. It's leaving the line about the casing first.
Like someone's closing the account. One line at a time.
1 returned. 4 to go. Good work, Agent.
That recording. The one of your voice. I keep waiting to decide it was fake.
And?
I can't make myself. Do you know what I did to bring you here? I went off book. 9 days in, I rang a number nobody's rung in a lifetime. No permission, no idea who'd pick up. Because the founding papers said you ring it when there's a thing in the room that shouldn't be able to be. I trusted that the Doctor is the one who answers. That's the only credential there's ever been. And then you walked through that sealed door, and I asked who you were. Because I genuinely didn't know. I staked the chair on faith. 9 days in.
And tonight, the one who answered turned out to be...
I rang a number nobody's rung in a lifetime and asked the only one who could help. And she came. And she saved the room. And she saved my cadet. And she did it by standing in a room that might prove she's a monster. And helping us anyway. And I can't unhear her ordering a massacre. Lint, both of those are true now, in the same person, in the same night. I don't get to pick. That's the part nobody warns you about. I thought doubt would feel like deciding you were wrong. It doesn't. It feels like having to hold two true things that can't both be survived.
No, you don't. Neither do I. I came in here tonight knowing one thing for certain, that I'm the Doctor, and the Doctor doesn't do that. I'm leaving without it. That's gone now. I can't tell you I'm innocent. I tried to. Every time the words came out and I didn't believe them. Whoever I was, there are 4 more proofs of it out there, and something's ticking them off a list. In my name.
I've logged it. All of it. The recording. The designation. The page that erased itself. I copied it out by hand before it finished going, so there's a record of the record for the file.
You copied it out? While she was standing here. You couldn't have waited until...
No. Things that erase themselves don't wait for a polite moment, Osgood. That's rather their defining feature. I'm not the enemy here. I want to be wrong about her more than you do. You only met her tonight. I have to write her down. But if I let the ugly parts vanish to be kind, then the day comes. Someone needs the truth. And there's nothing in the drawer but flattery. I keep the file, and her certainty is cra. That's the whole of the job. And her certainty is cra. That's the whole of me.
He's right. Keep it. Whatever happens, keep the file, Andrew, especially the parts that damn me. Somebody should remember what I was, even if it turns out I can't. Maybe because I can't.
Will you come back? If another one turns up?
Cadet, first night. Let me give you the one piece of orientation that'll actually keep you alive. You'll learn things in this room you'd give anything to unknow. I learned one tonight. I always thought there was a flaw under me. A thing I'd never do, whatever it cost. I went to stand on it, and it wasn't there. That's the job. Not the shelving! Will I come back? They're not going to stop turning up. There are 4 more out there with my name ticked beside them on a page that erases itself. That's rather the point. Ring the number. I'll answer. I always do. Even when I've started to be afraid of what answers with me.
It said, help me. And then it said, complete me. Those are not the same request.
Agent, you countermanded the order. Why did you countermand the order?
It knows you.
Who looks at a living thing and thinks, yes, but worse, and forever?
You did.